What's the difference between listening to your intuition and your ego striving to make something happen?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. I think this is part of the art of what do you trust? Which voice in your head do you trust? I have a very simple piece of guidance on this. Generally speaking, we're either motivated from love or we're motivated from fear. If you just boil it all down, all the different states of mind, it's usually one or the other. When we're motivated from love, we feel expansive, we feel relaxed. When we're motivated from fear, there's usually a feeling of contraction and dissonance somewhere in our very bodies. So all I do is I just check in with myself. Am I coming from fear? Am I coming from love? Do I feel expansive or do I feel contracted? And then I can just tell. Generally speaking, if I'm in a bit of a fearful state or angry state or upset state, I'll just say to myself, I'll just defer the decision for a little while and wait until I find that more peaceful, loving state, and then make the decision from there, and then I can more or less guarantee that it's going to be okay. I mean, this was something that the Buddha taught. The Buddha taught this. In the Buddha's day, 2,500 years ago, there were so many, it was a very rich spiritual tradition in India, and many of his disciples said, Lord, how do we tell if this is a good teaching or a poor teaching? And he said, if it leads to expansion, if it leads to freedom, if it leads to opening, it's good dharma, good truth, good way. And if it doesn't, it's not. So that's my barometer these days. Sometimes the right decision is quite challenging, takes us out of our comfort zone. And I guess let's not get confused between that sort of trepidation and excitement, which can come even when we're in the love mode, let's call it. But there's still that expansive feeling, and that's the difference. Somehow we know we might be a bit trepidatious or we might be a bit stretched out of our comfort zone, but we have this feeling that it's basically wholesome, as opposed to we might be feeling trepidatious and anxious, but there's, as I was describing, this kind of dissonance and difficulty in our emotional experience, but also in our body. I think the body is a great way of testing how we're feeling. Just take a few breaths and see, what do you feel in the body? Yeah.